Hi, I'm Paul Greenberg, founder of the NORA Network, with another solution partner showreel, with an interesting and dynamic solution partner to the NORA Network, providing interesting services to the retail industry. Today it's my great pleasure and privilege to be with Damien Sydney, who's Head of Business Development at Satellite Office. Welcome, Damien.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. Bit of history. Damien's been a long-time supporter of NORA, but the founder of the Satellite Office, Mike McRitchie, and I used to work together back at the Deals Direct days.
Yep. The origin of the Satellite Office business is with Deals Direct, where Michael and Paul together built a 40-person offshore team for that business.
That's right.
Right across customer service, marketing functions and finance. And Michael, the founder of our business, thought that it worked so well that he'd go out and set up Satellite Office.
There's a lovely story. I think there's a story somewhere that the guy liked the product so much he bought the business.
Yeah.
And I think Michael, obviously, as you say, he led the project to the Philippines, to Manila, where we put 40 seats or so, and has gone on brilliantly. We always joke that the NORA Network and Satellite Office have been around the same time, because Michael and I both moved on to new careers
right.
around the same time. So congratulations. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. Business processing offshore, BPO. Lots of misconceptions, preconceptions of what it is. What is it you actually do, and what are the solutions you provide to retailers?
We like to think that our model's a little bit different from the larger BPO or outsourcing industry. What we really do is we enable our clients to build their own full-time and dedicated teams in Manila. And it can be across a lot of different roles, but there's certainly certain areas that we work in more than others. Customer service people are very common. Finance people and back office processing is another one. Marketing and design is a very common one. Social media people. IT is a very common one. But what we do that's different from normal business process outsourcing is that we hire full-time and dedicated staff on behalf of our clients in the Philippines. The people themselves in the Philippines are chosen by the client based on a recruitment process and are fit for exactly what they need in that role. And the client themselves has full management control over the staff. So on a day-to-day basis, the staff themselves act in every way like they're our client staff. Although it is Satellite Office that provides the legal framework and the business in the Philippines that employs those people.
I think that's an important distinction. So if I hire people through you, essentially they're my team. Although you've got all the legal obligations as the employer, they're part of my team.
Yeah, and the important part about that is not only does the client select who's working for their business through the recruitment department that we have and the recruitment process that we go through, but the client then has the ability to train the staff up the way they want them to be, to build the culture into the staff that mirrors what they've got happening in their home office. We encourage as much as possible for the clients to go over to the Philippines and spend time in the office over there with the staff as a part of any training and onboarding process. And also at times for the Filipino staff to come out to Australia to get a first-hand understanding of the client's business and therefore get a better understanding of what the client needs in those roles. And
I've asked you this question, BPO, countries like South Africa, Fiji, as well as the Philippines have put their hand up as BPO centers, but you've gone with the Philippines, you're wholly invested in the Philippines. Why are you so bullish on the Philippines?
There's a couple of reasons. My background in coming to this is I actually worked in a number of different parts in Asia for around 10 or 12 years. So I got a good understanding of the culture in that part of the world and the way people work and all of that sort of thing. Compared to other destinations, including other parts of Asia, but also places like India or Eastern Europe, the English language level in the Philippines is fantastic.
Yes.
So it's second to none really for a destination like that as far as the English language skills are concerned. And that assists so much with the communications between the client and the client's team and the offshore teams. And it just means that things are happening a lot better and more quickly. There's a more common understanding just because the language skills in that part of the world are so much superior to a lot of other destinations. The other main one is, or a couple of other ones are, it's on the same time zone as Perth, so it ties in well to the operations in Australia as far as time zone is concerned. And also that the working culture in the Philippines is very westernised. The Americans have been a presence in that country for more than 100 years. They've set up things like the education system and that sort of infrastructure such that the people that they're producing out of their schools and colleges at the moment are very well versed in Western ways of doing business, and they're easily tied into Western organisations. And as most of the viewers will understand, this industry in the Philippines is so large now that there's a massive talent pool there of Filipino staff who have spent a large part of their career working in Western-facing roles. So the talent pool is immense in that area in the Philippines.
It's all converging, and I know Michael's always quick to point out, because I think the cliche with BPO is that you save money on your personnel, but in truth, the quality of the service that's coming out of Manila is quite exceptional. I know that the Deals Direct example, the 3 Cannes stars in a row were won by the Philippine CS team. So that's clear, right? I've got that right. I mean, you are saving dollars, but you're getting improved quality.
Yeah, that's what we like to say. It's about cost saving, obviously, but it's also about an improvement in the process and the way the clients are running their business. The roles that we fill in general, our clients a lot of them are very fast growing, and they're looking to add additional staff to their organisation at a rapid clip. Oftentimes they can't find enough staff in Australia, and also the roles that they're filling, a lot of times the people who do fill those roles in Australia are reasonably transient. They might be backpackers or people just straight out of university that are doing those roles as a stepping stone to other points in their career where they're trying to get to. Whereas the Filipinos in those roles, and what I'm talking about are customer service roles, finance roles, data processing roles, that sort of thing.
It's not just customer service, let's be clear.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different roles that you can do, but they're very vocational in those areas, and they see those roles as something that they can build their career around. So the general customer service agent in the Philippines might have been in that sort of role for 10 to 15 years, and they'll be in it for another 10 to 15 years, and their ambition is such that they're looking to become the team leader or the manager of the customer service department, as opposed to moving on to different parts of the business, which is more common in Australia.
Excellent. Damien, I've got one last question for you. I'm a marketplace operator, it's hypothetical. I probably need 2 or 3 people to do some of my photography, copy for loading onto marketplace websites, etc. Would you deal with me?
Yeah, we have businesses of all sizes, and our remote teams are all the way from a single person working on behalf of a smaller company, could be in the retail space or in other areas, all the way up to around 60 staff are in the larger teams. The only criteria that people need to think of is, can the role that be done remotely, and can the full-time role be done remotely? And the second one is the skill set available in the Philippines? So those are the 2 criteria, and if we're certain that we can find the right person for you in that role in the Philippines, and that there is a full-time role there that can be done in a remote fashion, then yeah, of course.
Always exciting to hear solution partners to the NORA Network, scaling up. Small fish become big fish. Happy to take, start with 1 or 2 team members and then grow from there, which is exciting. Well, I'm delighted to have spent a little bit of time with good friend and colleague Damien Sydney, who's head of business development at Satellite Office, which is really leading the field in business processing offshore, specifically setting up beautiful facilities over in the Philippines, a very professional, fantastic environment for team members to work in and at, and providing outstanding service to retailers. Well, and probably in closing, not just retailers, right? I mean, you certainly support the retail community.
Yeah, we've got a lot of retailers as clients, but we work right across tech and professional services and logistics and manufacturing, all sorts of different clients.
Excellent. Will we see you at the Solution Partner Awards in October?
Of course, I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Damien Sydney, thanks very much for joining me.
Thanks, Paul. It's a pleasure.